Hello, Mothers Against Greg Abbott. We are here today with City Council member Paige Ellis from the City of Austin, who's going to be filling us in on an initiative that they are going to be considering on Thursday, which we will talk about here in just a minute after we hear from Nancy Thompson, our founder and visionary. She's going to say a few words before we get started. Nancy?
So welcome, mothers and others today. Today we're meeting with City of Austin Councilwoman Paige Ellis, who represents District 8. Welcome, Councilwoman Paige Ellis. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to join you.
Councilmember Ellis, could you tell us a little bit about this resolution?
So I wrote this resolution in opposition to SB8, as we all know, is enacted by the Texas legislature that inhibits more of our rights about reproductive choice. So we know that the Texas legislature loves to routinely chip away at the rights of individuals to make choices about their own bodies. So what this resolution does is, number one, it upholds our values as the City of Austin that we support reproductive healthcare choices. Number two, it says we stand with our local delegation who fought this bill from the beginning. The third one is that it provides amicus support in legal briefings. And the fourth one is that it asks for our private businesses to stand with us because this affects their businesses and their employees as well. And we know sometimes businesses will step up in these legislative fights and make their voices heard. And we're hoping they're going to do that in this case as well.
Wonderful. For those who may not be in Texas or who may not be paying attention to the politics in Texas, could you give us a little bit of background on SB8?
So this law was enacted that essentially eliminates abortion after 6 weeks. And what's been really astonishing is that it seems like either the legislators who supported don't definitions in their own bill about gestational age, which is how far along in your pregnancy you are, or they did know and they knew that it would be hugely unpopular. So 6 weeks of gestational age essentially is you could have only been pregnant for maybe 2 weeks or not even know that you're pregnant at all. And all of a sudden you do not have choices to discuss with your healthcare professionals about your pregnancy and about the future of your family and your own life.
As we know, many businesses are making the move to Texas, in particular cities like Austin. What are you hoping this resolution does for those businesses?
Yes, what's surprising is Texas prides itself on being innovators and attracting businesses to our state. But the truth is, a lot of them are located in big cities that are run by Democratic city councils and mayors. So we hope that this resolution really speaks to people and allowing them to know where our values are as the City of Austin, that we oppose SB8 and that we want businesses to step up and join us in this fight. You know, when you think about businesses thinking about their bottom line, what happens when their employees have to take extended amounts of leave or may have to quit their job to access reproductive healthcare choices that are protected by constitutional right? You would just have to travel out of state to access that right. And we think that's wrong, and we're standing up against it.
We who live in Texas know that there have been several instances of businesses deciding not to locate to Texas or not film movies in Texas. Do you think that SB8 had something to do with those choices?
I think it does. You know, we've seen this legislation chip away at votes. You know, they don't want people to have access to the ballot box. They don't want people to have access to their reproductive health care rights. They don't support education. And so it's not a surprise that when you routinely fail to uphold the constituents of this state, that people may make other decisions in other states that will support their rights and the rights of their employees.
Do you feel that the city of Dallas or the city of Houston or Fort Worth may be joining in supporting the resolution that the city of Austin is proposing?
I would love if other big cities would join us in this fight, or even small towns in Texas. Once we get this passed, which I expect that it will pass on Thursday, I would love to send it to other city councils and ask that they follow suit and join us in this fight, because we are going to be stronger together.
I absolutely agree. What is as private citizens, what is the call to action here for us as individuals?
So we all to be voting with our dollars. We want to make sure that the places we shop, the businesses that we frequent, are supportive of their employees and supportive of our values as Texans. It's actually hugely unpopular to continually chip away at reproductive healthcare choices. It's not popular in this state, but they keep doing it anyway. So what I would love for people to do is really look at what are the places that you spend your money at each day, and ask those owners, whether they're big businesses in Texas or whether they are small mom and pop shops. It's important to ask them, do you support this legislation, or will you oppose it with us, and will you do so publicly? And I think if people hear more that they want their customers are asking them to join in this fight and oppose SB8, that I think more businesses will come out and show how unpopular this legislation is.
Councilmember Ellis, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today and drawing attention to this issue in such an informative way. Thank you so much. Is there any last bit of advice that you can give, say, to other cities or to other individuals?
I would just say persuasion is very powerful. And if you stay quiet and you just hope that you find businesses that align with your values, it may be harder to find them. If you proactively ask them to join you in this fight and to uphold the same values that we have as big city Texans and small city Texans that really believe in reproductive choice options being available to us, I think you'll see that the businesses will come along and they will get vocal with us. And that's how we are going to truly make change together.
Thank you so much.